Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play FrogComposband. And we are still a centipede, now metallic blue, in our, I guess, third iteration, but about to, well, not about to, but yes, halfway to evolving again, hopefully with some more noticeable improvements. Specifically, I'm expecting another pair of legs, or feet. I did, in the meantime, do, well, two things. I actually did look at the Mogaminator settings. That is the auto picker and destroyer. And I think I improved things, but I don't know, looking at this stuff always kind of hurts my brain. It's very basic programming, really. But it's still, I don't know, maybe I'm just currently too tired to think about these kinds of things. Which probably also means that I'm probably too tired to be playing a game like this. So good luck to this character, who's already struggling. But, you know, yeah, I don't know about this one. I think this was actually active. Pick up all items which your race class needs. I mean, it's kind of unclear what exactly that entails. There's probably some documentation about that, honestly, if I really cared. But I mean, it seems like something that's probably worth having on. Notably, this was commented out. I'm pretty sure I added these lines manually at the end of this list at some point anyway. I don't know why I deactivated this, because automatically just leaving anything I cannot use seems useful. I actually went so far as to just outright destroy anything that's just common items that I can't use, as long as selling is turned off, which I guess is my default mode of playing these days. Yeah, statues I think are just strictly for selling anyway, so no point in having those around. And then just, you know, to not clutter the dungeon too much, we're just gonna destroy. I did some testing, and with only items, even though it says all equipment, which sounds to me like it would include anything, armor and weapons. With only this on, it did destroy the elemental, the paper armor of elemental protection, as you can maybe read in the log on the top right, that I had dropped earlier. So that I destroyed, but not the sling or the leather boots, which that is fine. Obviously, we can use those, so those should not be affected by this. But yeah, did I actually? Oh. Hold on, how do you you quit? Yeah, I didn't test if the sling gets destroyed, but oh no, it's not going to be destroyed because it is actually an ego. So yeah, I figured, you know, even though we will never be able to use them, sometimes I like looking at ego and artifact items, specifically artifacts, I guess. And you know, I'd rather just leave them on the ground instead of having them automatically destroyed the moment I see them. So at least I get a chance to look at them, and artifacts are sometimes fun, you know, and I like picking them up and putting them in the museum anyway, or just leaving them, but, you know. Yeah, but destroying absolutely useless stuff that we cannot use seems like a good thing. Okay, I think that's it. Well, and the other thing I did was I inscribe the iron shots so I can more easily throw them. Although, really, I don't know if I need to keep them around in the long run. I guess ultimately we're gonna have wands and other devices to cover our ranged attacks. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll, now that it's easier to do, I'm gonna throw a few more of those shots, and we'll see if that really helps. Okay. We did destroy this shield and this mace. Perfect. The shield was good. I guess good is not ego or artifact. That's just enchanted. Yeah, I mean, that's perfectly fine. Those are never going to be very interesting, of course. Right, so that's working as intended, I suppose. The bear problem level 18. No, if we're going to tackle one of these quests here, it's definitely going to be this one. We are above its level. I do not remember how this is going to go. So yeah, good luck. Let's see, we have magic mapping. I suppose it's probably not a terrible idea to use that. We could also detect monsters. We probably want to do that, but first, okay. Still don't particularly remember this. Although I've obviously done this quest before. Ah, okay. Nizo Prince of Rats. I see. Red Ogre, Were Rat, Plague Monks, Vorpal Bunny, which is the only enemy that's currently awake. Interesting. I wonder if they can never sleep. Poor things. Plague Rats, Swamp Rats, Skaven Shamans, Skaven Rat Thing, Giant White Rat. Right. Okay, so... I mean, I don't know if Plague Monks are particularly tough. Were Rat sounds like it could be reasonably high level for us. Red Ogre definitely sounds like it could be. And then there's, of course, the boss itself. What do we have over here? Plague Monks. We don't know anything about them, apparently. Which is interesting. Oh. Okay, I mean, that thing obviously is completely weak. But it is going to breed if we let it. I guess we probably only need to kill the boss, or actually I don't know. Maybe we need to clear this whole place out. In which case, we would absolutely like to kill these things before they get to breed, or else this is going to be an unwinnable situation, very likely. Plague Rats. Huh. Also don't know anything about those. Really, I mean, shouldn't we inherit all the monster knowledge from our ancestors? Like we do for most of these enemies, but not for some of them. Skaven Shaman. Where's that Red Ogre? That would be this. Yeah, okay. Don't know anything about it, apparently. Or about Nizo Prince of Rats. Maybe I've never done this quest, and some of these enemies are just unique to this quest dungeon. Okay, anyway. I think I'm going to try and clear out... Well, the Vorpal Bunny is probably going to come after me. But yeah, we should probably try to clean out these other rooms with only a handful of enemies. Just so we, you know, don't need to worry about enemies attacking our backs. Vorpal Bunny is here. But a single Vorpal Bunny is not a problem. Auto-destroying life spellbook, yeah. That's also fine. Because obviously we can't use spellbooks, and we cannot sell them in this mode, so that's perfectly what we want. Okay, we picked up the longsword because we don't know what it is yet, but... Okay, it's excellent. What I'm not entirely sure is if we had identified it, or, you know, pseudo-ID'd it as being anything less than excellent, being only good or even average, or bad, if it would destroy it in our inventory. I think it should. I would hope it would. And actually we did identify it as a longsword of slaying. I guess I could, if I really cared, I could set it so that we don't even identify items we can't use. And it would leave it to me, for me to manually do so if I care. Because obviously we have no use for it. For any items we literally cannot use. Plague Rat? Are those breeding? No. I guess there were just a couple of them here. Swamp Rat. I mean, most of these rats just aren't particularly tough. The shaman just... Oh, what happened? Oh, it blinks away. It literally blinked away. Okay. Is it still coming? It is. Okay, give me that money. Alright. Oh. Hello, Nizo. Fancy seeing you here. I mean, in theory it shouldn't be too tough, right? It's a level 15 boss, presumably. But... let's at the very least drink some heroism, and if it looks... if it seems to be really tough, I'm going to drink some speed. We can always try some of this. He resisted. I'm gonna try one more time. Okay, that worked. And we're dealing a ton of damage to him. You know what? Let's throw some pebbles at him. Why the heck not? Oh dear. Well, I should probably have seen that coming, huh? He is still confused. Oh, the were-rat summoned kin. It wasn't even the prince. Well... well... and now we have the ogre right next to us. I think in this situation we drink one of our surprisingly many speed potions. We do have plenty of healing. We have a Vorpal Bunny. I know those hit hard but are easy to kill. Oh god. Okay, the prince is actually slaughtering his own minions. Uh-oh. No, it's fine. We're half health, but... well... okay, the rat ogre was hard to kill. There is another one. I don't know why it danced around it and didn't just come straight at us. I am going to drink one of my bigger potions. Actually, let's drink another one. Okay, let's kill that guy. Let's kill the ogre. I'm a little bit worried about the were-rat that's, I think, still around somewhere. Okay, let's just finish off this guy before he gets a chance to do anything. We've slain him. We get a potion of resistance. Don't automatically pick it up. Yeah, okay, there were a few odd things, a few oddities in the Mogaminator that didn't make sense to me. Specifically, and most puzzlingly, all of the attribute boosting potions were set to be auto-destroyed. Which, yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why I would have ever set it to be that way. I changed that. I mean, I don't know, maybe there was some other setting overriding it. As I said, I might just be too tired, and maybe it made perfect sense, and I just misunderstood, but I don't know. That's what it looked like to me. And also, and that's the thing I did change manually at some point, I know, I made it so that we don't necessarily auto-pick up all the things that are said to be auto-picked up by default. We still inscribe, generally, you know, items that are generally considered very useful, like potions of resistance and other types of powerful potions. But we do not necessarily auto-pick them up, which, I mean, I guess that's fine. I like having the option. And once we have them, it's still set so that we should add more items of the same type to existing stacks. I mean, I guess, yeah, I agree with that still, with that decision of my earlier self. Detect evil? I don't think so. Right, we're picking up those. Skaven can die. Okay, unidentified brass lantern. Right, ring of protection +5. See invisible. I mean, see invisible is definitely useful. I guess we must have killed the were-rat. Maybe we killed it at some point in there. Okay, giant white rat. I was a little worried about that still being there. The were-rat is actually there and awake. But we are still fast. No longer heroic, though. No, we are, actually. Okay, we should, yeah, definitely make use of that. Okay, kill the were-rat before it got a chance to summon something else. And at this point, everything that remains isn't too tough, in theory. Let's acid bolt that guy. That did something. Okay. Plague Monk casts a stinking cloud. I'm poisoned. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Wonderful. Okay. We're kind of surrounded here. Nothing too tough, but we are also poisoned. Quite heavily so. Okay, let's heal those wounds. Yikes. Maybe I should blink out of here. Honestly, I failed to pronounce that. Okay, I might actually be dying here. That's not good. I'm just gonna start chugging some potions. And we're getting more and more poisoned. I'm actually dead. I mean, I'm not dead yet, but I will be. How did things go so wrong? I took one wrong step. Yeah, that was where it all started going wrong. I'm no longer fast. The problem is I'm not making any progress here. I'm getting more and more poisoned. And those healing potions are not keeping me alive as much as I was hoping they would. Nope, I'm just losing more health. I'm just not making any progress here, and stuff is not dying. And then we get a turn like that. And I'm dead. Okay, well, that sucks. I don't think there was any way for me to get out of there safely. I mean, yeah, I could have tried blinking again, actually getting some distance between me and those guys, which might have helped me recover some health if I had just been able to retreat into a tunnel. Of course, I wasn't guaranteed. The blink could have put me... It likely would have put me somewhere just as exposed. Not immediately surrounded, I suppose, but still only buying me like 2 more turns. And the poison was not going anywhere. So, I mean, what even are the enemies? The plague monks, I suppose, were shooting poison at me, right? The red thing attacks. I wish I could look around, but it's not going to let me actually look at the enemies at this point. Shaman was also still around. And the Skaven Shaman blinked away. Plague monk attacks. I'm sickly too. Oh, they reduced my constitution. I mean, I don't know that that mattered as much as everything else. Okay, so we dealt with the boss absolutely no problem and dealt with all of the tougher enemies, and we were ultimately just overwhelmed by a not even that large group of individually pretty weak enemies. But yeah, if you're surrounded by multiple things that just stack poison on you, that's not great. And I don't know why I took that one extra step north when I didn't mean to. I thought I was finishing off... I hit some enemy, I don't know if it was a swamp rat or a shaman or something, or plague monk, one of the green rats. I hit it once, and I needed one more hit to die. But I think maybe it was a shaman and it blinked out of the way or something. I thought I was going to hit it a second time, but it wasn't longer there, so I stepped into the middle of it all, instead of staying where I was. And that was the beginning of the end, as it turned out. So, yeah, I don't know if I really could not have saved it there. I mean, if I had reacted immediately, I guess I could have blinked out of there. Obviously, my one attempt at casting Phase Door failing because I'm so terrible at device usage, apparently, that was just very unfortunate. If that had worked, I probably still could have gotten away because I was still relatively early before I was like one bad round of attacks away from death. But yeah, that poison is ultimately what did it, of course. I mean, yeah. Well, it's kind of annoying, of course, because I've already spent a couple of hours on this character. And I do want to see what other evolutions of Centipede there are, so I will make my way back to this point. Question is, do I do that off camera? Do I just start a new character? Also, always the annoyance. Honestly, it's crazy how much of a factor it is that, as I said last time, you know, losing a character is always sucks, but the thing that annoys me the most about it is that I'm going to have to close the game and reopen it and rearrange all those windows. And I've tried to look into solutions for this. I just don't think that exists. I guess it must be some sort of limitation on how these kinds of Windows programs work, where the Windows positions, the window positions of all these little sub windows are just not. I mean, like their starting position, that top left position, is remembered pixel perfectly, but their exact size when you resize them manually just is only saved to a certain, in certain increments, not to the exact pixels that you set them to. If that were the case, this would be absolutely no problem. But it's such a, I don't know. It's just so annoying, and I feel like it should be a minor thing to fix, but apparently it's not trivial or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna maybe stop complaining about that one day, but apparently not today. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll start over. Maybe I'll skip the very early levels and we'll just continue. Well, I suppose I could just play up to around level 15 or so, I don't know, and resume from there. Unless, of course, something particularly noteworthy happens. As always, I guess. So, see you in a bit, because, well, this has been 20 minutes. Yeah, I mean, I guess I was prepared. Or I said I was prepared for this to end pretty quickly. Especially given my somewhat sleep-deprived state. But of course, you always hope that it is still going to somehow be alright. In this case, apparently it wasn't. Oh well. Annoyingly, of course, with a new character we're going to get a different quest, likely, so we're not necessarily going to have our revenge on these guys. But maybe we will. We'll see. Okay, I guess this is where we are resuming quite a bit later. Well, this is the next character. The next centipede I started. It did not die, although it got pretty close at one point. Actually, no, not in this dungeon. It was, okay, so where are we? We're level 14 only, but I figured, good enough, close enough to where we were, I suppose. I just evolved. Honestly, I should have probably started in hindsight, I guess I should have started recording at the start of this floor, because it was actually somewhat eventful. We just finished it by killing Wormtongue, none other than Wormtongue himself, who dropped us his wanted corpse, as well as 3 excellent items, of course only 2 of which are actually useful. Presumably those boots are going to be useful. They are in fact excellent. Unfortunately, I've run out of identification scrolls, so I don't know what it is. I suppose I could put them on anyway, because they're almost certainly better than what we currently have. Otherwise, equipment is not anything special. Yeah, I mean, I can almost certainly replace that first pair of hard leather boots. Yeah, the first and only pair of hard leather boots, actually, for that matter. We have the Barbarian Talisman, which I put on for the time being. I thought, and this might just be something that I used to know at one point, but don't anymore. In fact, I couldn't even find any specific info on that online when I just looked. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. I mean, the +1 in square brackets is armor. That's just 1 point of armor, which is not that great. -1 point of int. Oh, you know what? No, I think I literally just remembered when I guess I only had to say it out loud. I was wondering if the +1 in parentheses was some sort of a bonus intrinsic to Barbarian Talismans. In fact, I thought that it was just a combat bonus by default. But I actually checked, and it does not seem to affect my bite and crawl attacks and whatnot. So I was a bit confused about that. But just as I said it, yeah, it does have a negative int modifier. In fact, it does reduce int by 1, and that's exactly what the +1 means. I mean, in this case, it adds a +1 instance of a negative int, so -1 int. That's all it does. Okay. Yep. Okay. So it's not really that great. It literally gives me, well, I suppose actually it gives me 1 point of armor and doesn't detract my int because it's already at its minimum. So as of now, it does something, but that's certainly something to be replaced by literally any other amulet. Yeah, other than that, nothing too special. Right, quest-wise, we did do the first 3 quests, that is the hideout, the bar brawl, and the warg quest. I cleared the warren, and that's where it got pretty dicey on the way out, actually. Because, yeah, I guess I just started attacking some sort of mold, whatever mold it is that confuses you, and I just stayed confused for what seemed like an absolute eternity, and of course the moment I got confused by the random mold from the next, from the next room over, came a Master Yeek who started summoning stuff, and I was suddenly surrounded by all kinds of things that were completely out of depth for, like, I don't know, dungeon level 5 or whatever it was. And that was quite a thing. And honestly, I had kind of given up. It got pretty close there. I chunked a whole lot of healing potions and just waited for that confusion to run out, which it eventually did, and then I actually took care of those enemies relatively quickly. But yeah, I really thought that that character was a lost case again and was kind of ready to give up on it, but it worked out after all. So I guess in hindsight, I could have recorded that. That was somewhat interesting, but I got a bit frustrated as well, thinking that I had to start over again. But I didn't, and here we are in the hideout on the way down to take care of Meng Huo, or whoever the boss here is. And yeah, we had this relatively interesting floor, pretty large, I suppose, and it actually had a unique enemy. But I managed to confuse him and just kill him without him really doing much of anything. Right. Yeah, kind of wish I had recorded that at least, but I didn't. So, surely, now that I've... what are we doing here? Wait, I meant to just drop stuff. That robe, excellent as it may be, and the studded leather. And I guess we're gonna wear these instead of these. And they're levitating, okay. That's good to know. Yeah, I think we can just get rid of those hard leather boots. Yeah, anyway, now that I've resumed recording here, of course, I pretty much guaranteed that the next couple of levels are going to be completely uneventful. But that's just how it's going to be, I suppose. Maybe not. I mean, got a cavernous level here. Oops. I'm not playing particularly carefully here, once again. That obviously hasn't got me into trouble anytime recently or ever, so I see no problem with that. Got a Crow of Durthang. Oh yeah, as far as quests go, wait, are those? Yeah, those things are the ones that point and curse. Oh, and they also come in swarms, typically. Yep. Is this going to be a problem? I have a single potion of Cure Series wounds, actually. Oh, this might be a problem. Because I do have a lot of money, and I had a decent amount of money before I headed into the hideout, but I did not actually stop to check the shops and restock in between the two dungeons. I basically headed in here right after finishing the Warren, and yeah, I don't know why. I guess I was kind of in speedrunning mode. I figured I'd just, hop right in, speedrun to the bottom, take care of it real quick, and we would be fine. And we're probably going to be fine, but I guess I should have probably picked up at least some healing potions. Well, we did take care of those crows without too much trouble, so that's good. Right, but that reminded me that, of course, we did not get the trash heap, or compost heap, or whatever it was called, quest. Instead, we get the level 15 quest, Crow's Nest. And I think I remember that one decently well. It does have, notably, a bunch of those crows. And I think the boss is a carrion, which might be kind of tough. And the sewer, I also remember decently well. It's not technically terribly difficult. I don't know what the toughest enemy in there is. Is it maybe some sort of crocodile or something? No, I don't know. I do remember that I had one very nasty experience inside that quest level with some sort of enemy that just... some sort of breeding enemy that just filled up the whole place, and I just couldn't... I almost, but not quite, could contain that infestation, and had to... I either died or had to abandon. I think I abandoned, which always sucks. But that, of course, does not typically happen, so it's... I don't know, I absolutely shouldn't be saying these kinds of things, but that is not typically a terribly difficult dungeon. We'll see how it goes, though, for this character. Well, if we actually get there. Of course, we have to survive this place first, and I guess also the crow's nest, which we're obviously going to tackle first. Boring place. Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point we're actually pretty much done exploring, or are we? Maybe we're not. Might as well just finish the job. Keep picking stuff up. The auto-destroyer stuff is mostly working, or it is working. We're picking everything up, and as soon as we pseudo-ID it as, you know, not being anything special, it gets destroyed. And that's pretty much how I want it to be. Of course, if it does turn out to be something special, it's still usually useless to us. It would be nice if there were an option to... Well, I mean, it would be nice if there were an option to automatically just drop anything that's identified as not being useful. You know, such as excellent pieces of armor and weapons that we can wear. But then I don't know how it would stop the game from just also... Why didn't I pick that up? I guess I was distracted. Alright. Probably want to go back for that scroll. It could be something good. Yeah, I don't know how it would stop the game from just dropping stuff, though, that you pick up manually. Like, if I choose to take the item with me for whatever reason, what would stop the the automatic system from just dropping it immediately? Because according to the rules, it's supposed to drop stuff, you know? I guess the game doesn't really, or that auto pickup function doesn't really have a way to differentiate between things that you picked up manually and things that it picked up for you. At least, that's my understanding. Anyway, so I guess we're just dealing with dropping anything that we don't want to keep. But at least all the actual completely useless crap and boring crap just gets filtered automatically, and that's good enough. Right, level 14. I don't remember exactly how deep this is. I don't think it goes to level 20, so is it 18 or 19 maybe? Flasks of oil. Yeah, right. I did not actually buy any flasks of oil this time, because I figured, or it occurred to me that I keep finding so many just basic lanterns. Like, so many. Not on this run, but on the previous run I certainly did. And I have found a couple on this one. I have not been picking them up because at this point I'm pretty much convinced that brass lanterns are always just going to be that. And any special light sources or anything more special than that is actually called something else as well. Like there are Feanorian lamps, of course, and then there are all the actual unique light sources that exist that always look like some sort of... Well, actually, I don't know. Are they just identified as a light unidentified? Or is that the default name, rather? Anyway, they're not called brass lantern. And anything that is called a brass lantern is just that, I think. And I've just been using those to refuel. Okay, confusion. Wonderful, but that didn't last very long, thankfully. Yeah, I don't know why that one hit of confusion by that one random low-level mold was just absolutely never-ending. Completely nuts. I guess it is possible that while stumbling about, it kept hitting me, but for the longest time during that annoying sequence, I was not right next to it, so it could not have kept reapplying it, and you know, I was spending seemingly what felt like dozens of turns without the confusion running out. So that was fun. You're just a sleeping priest. I'm gonna murder you in your sleep. Nothing personal. Baby green dragon, actually our second dragon, I believe. We killed a baby red dragon earlier that didn't drop anything special for us. Okay, destroying stuff. Just, you know, I just take the occasional look at my inventory in the bottom right, just to see if anything has been piling up, I guess. So yeah, this is working pretty nicely for me with the current settings. We have a downward shaft, which we're gonna take to level 16. Must be getting close to the bottom at this point. Okay, like Mamba poisoned me quite a bit. Door burst open. A Lighthound. Yikes. Can we confuse those? We can. Hounds tend to come in packs, though. You're the same confused hound, huh? Maybe zap you? Yeah, this magic missile doesn't really do much, but it might just be enough to kill you. Oh, hey, we're level 15, too. Our strength has been drained, so I think we're increasing that to fix it and raise it at the same time. Okay, Lighthound has been slain. Just in time for the next one to appear, but we've slain that one too. I guess Lighthounds are maybe the weakest type of hound. Phantom Warrior. You're not usually invisible. No. Which makes sense, because we can't see invisible, to my knowledge. I just saw the G for ghost type enemy, and yeah, that's just one of those few ghosts that are not invisible. Yeah, don't have a way to deal with that. Is that another Lighthound? It might be. It is a couple of Lighthounds, actually. They're not even breathing light at me. Surely they can, though, right? Yeah, they can breathe light. I don't know why they choose not to. Not that it would be particularly effective. Okay, right, these guys do tend to come in packs, so that makes sense. Oh, you're not a Lighthound. Okay. 2 viscous pink potions. Oh. Okay, destroying stuff. Dark Elven Mage. Ooh. We're mostly full health. Quasit. Let's kill the mage. Like most early game spellcasters, he's thankfully pretty squishy, and if you can get close to him undetected, that usually goes pretty well. Okay, we got another shaft down. Just a tiger, nothing special, nothing to worry about. Just casually slaying tigers. I mean, I don't know. I guess the character seemed pretty weak at first, and I mean, the stats are pretty bad overall. Like, yeah, our strength is good, and Dex and Con are fine. But I don't know. I guess the low int and charisma don't really matter. Wisdom, again, I think does affect spell resistance and certain things like that. So it would be nice to have that be higher. But yeah, it still doesn't look great to have any stats this low. Just not used to that. Although I probably played characters that also had some similarly low stats. So I don't know why this struck me as so particularly unusual. I guess the description of the centipede monster class made it sound like it was pretty terrible. And I mean, it doesn't really necessarily have a whole lot going for it. The item restrictions are certainly worrisome. I really don't know about the long-term prospects. And, you know, how we could realistically cover all those resistances and other various abilities and, you know, things that you typically want to have by a certain point in the game. I feel like that is going to be quite challenging. But maybe we'll eventually start getting some sort of intrinsic abilities other than minor amounts of speed and some infravision, I suppose. We do need a little bit more than that, I'm afraid. Anyway, okay, so level 18 is the final level here. It's kind of what I thought. And Meng Huo is indeed the boss around here. So let's see. Well, there he is. Let's see how long it takes to stumble into him and his entourage. Not very long at all, it turns out. He is not sleeping? No, he's awake. He doesn't... Oh, he does summon. Okay. But otherwise only attacks with melee. I mean, we're in this corridor. We can just wait for him to come, I think. We could play it relatively safe here. We can definitely drink a heroism and potentially even the potion of speed just to more or less ensure our victory here. We have 4 charges of confusion, which I guess I would like to use on him. If we could get a straight shot at him. Let's start by drinking heroism, I suppose, and see what they do. Okay, perfect. He's in front. That's exactly how I wanted it. I'm going to just make him extra confused. We actually hit him with all 4 charges there. So that's perfect. Now we just sit here and hack away at him. Crawl away at him. Sting and crawl and crawl. And he's just dying. And he died. Alright, well that was quite easy. Now to get slain by some random minion. Just like earlier. Now let's maybe not do that. Do we just keep pumping strength? As I like doing? Or should I actually maybe increase wisdom? Nah, surely not wisdom. Maybe constitution? I mean, we're gonna max out strength at some point anyway. Yeah, maybe some con for now. Okay. Now we got the Knight Archer shooting us. Berserker bite skills are improving, okay. Bite and sting and crawl should probably also improve, or maybe it has without me noticing. We got the Borshin. Hello. Paladin Twisted. Pretty sure I looked up where this thing is supposed to be from at some point. How do you get... not like that. Whoops. Enter? No. How do you look at... R. To read, okay. Yeah, I definitely looked up where this is from, and I forgot by now. Oh well. Either way, I don't think it's a particularly tough enemy. It shouldn't be, judging by the experience it's worth. We are still heroic for what it's worth. Okay. I mean, oh dear. It's actually dealing quite a bit of damage. Well, so much for that. Do I try to escape? Yes, I do. Thankfully that succeeded. Yeah, we only have this one healing potion, which is not ideal. I'm gonna try to rest here. Heroism wore off. Abortion is here. Cool. We cannot confuse. That kind of sucks. Surely some of those unidentified potions might be useful. Shrugs it off, huh? Well, it did take damage from it. Oh, we actually picked up some extra potions of Cure Series wounds at some point. Whoops. That's good. Let's be heroic first, though. Honestly, just top off and... Okay, that was a great hit. It was a great hit. And... we killed him. Okay, that was a bit scary, but... ultimately worked out. We got a rod. That could be good. Let's test it. White light, illumination. Yeah, I mean... that's not that great. But the boots could be decent. They're not. Okay. Alright. Some potentially useful stuff. We should probably set it so that average equipment, average boots are dropped. I mean, in the very early game you don't want that, but as soon as you filled all of your equipment slots, of course, you no longer have a use for non-magical stuff like that. I guess it's not really too much trouble to drop it manually. It's fine. Good metal shot boots. I mean, I guess we can identify them, right? They could potentially be better than... yeah, they could potentially be better than our metal shot boots that we have in slot G. Unlikely, but might be. Shrika mushroom. Die. They are mostly fully healed. Boring place now. Yeah, fair enough. Did I ever get recall? I did not. I could just try some random scrolls, but honestly, I shouldn't. Hello, illusionist. Okay, he very briefly paralyzed me, and now he's dead. Hey, a scroll of identify. What are we going to use that on? I mean, the rings are options for sure. We're only wearing one ring. Not the one ring, unfortunately. The amulet is almost certainly better. Well, yeah, I mean, it's almost certainly better than the +1 armor and nothing else that we're currently wearing. So that's an option. The boots might be better, but are likely just about the same. Did we... wait. I see a scroll for identify. I didn't pick it up. There we go. Okay. Let's go with the amulet, I suppose. The rings are likely to also not be great. Oh. Amulet of the Magi. 0 + 12. And +7 to searching. I mean, I guess that's what that is. The single plus value in parentheses is always just gives the strength of the respective bonus attribute or bonus skill, which in this case is just searching. I just wondered, aren't there also items that give you searching that don't have a bonus, or I guess it's officially called p-val, I don't know, p-value, whatever that p stands for, that don't specify a p-val? I thought, I don't know. Yeah, and it's the +0, +12. Is that actually +12 hit chance? Again, I feel like I used to know these kinds of things at one point, but I don't know. Apparently I don't. Let's see. It's easy enough to test. So currently we have +6, +6 to hit, or 6 +6 to hit, 4 +9 to damage. We put this on. We have 6 +6 to hit, 4 +9 to damage. So it's not that. So is it actually something spellcasting related? We do get a search bonus, yes. I mean, we know that much. In fact, searching is now excellent, whereas without it, it's actually poor. Okay, so that's a considerable difference. That probably by itself is enough to make it better than the 1 point of armor. That being said, didn't I used to have more armor? What's going on here? Did I lose armor? How did that happen? Oh, because we probably have more armor, but I replaced my hard leather boots with the unidentified. Oh yeah, I guess I could have identified those. I forgot about those because they weren't in my inventory list. Yeah, I probably should have identified, or I would have identified those if I remembered. But yeah, our armor is certainly higher than that. We just don't know how much higher. Okay, all right, so that's fine. Yeah, searching is now excellent. That's good. And there are things like magic skill, spell power, spell cap. My crawl... Wait. My crawl attack now deals 32 damage? How? How is it that strong? That much stronger than bite and sting. Is that normal? I feel like that's higher on my previous character. But maybe I also have a lot more strength. I guess that's possible. Yeah, I suppose the bottom line is that I still don't know what the +0, +12 even effects for the Amulet of the Magi. Apparently it's not just straight up melee to hit and... Could it be... Can it be ranged? Because, I mean, spells certainly don't usually have a damage and hit value. So, yeah, I don't know. If you happen to know, let me know. Again, maybe this is something I used to know and just forgot. But I definitely feel like it's something that I have been confused about in the past as well. Nice. Oh, quartz veins. Oh. I briefly wondered, oh, that's odd, just not having an open space behind this door. Okay, interesting. Oh, they shock and destroy my stuff. Alright. Do I just die here? I did not die. Holy crap. Do those things... Breed explosively, yes they do. Okay. Well, that's fun. So what all just happened? My Confused Monster 1 was destroyed. That sucks. Anything else? I guess not. Let's close that door. Holy crap. Yield to full. Level can't be all bad, you say? It looks like we've actually explored all of it. Yeah, the problem is that in order to fight these things at all... Well... Actually... I suppose what I could do if I really wanted to deal with them somewhat safely. My dex was reduced. That sucks, but it's fine. We can just raise that next time we get a skill increase, an attribute increase. And what we can do is tunnel in here, and that allows us to fight them one at a time instead of three at a time, which is certainly preferable. Okay. Crawl is finally leveled up. Does that immediately increase the damage? Actually, the damage has decreased from 32 to 29, which might just have to do with my reduced dexterity. Probably does. Okay, we can kill those things. It was just, I guess, really unfortunate that we were attacked by 3 of them at the same time. Maybe their chance to paralyze me isn't even that high, but between the 3 of them, it did happen, and then I just got hit a bunch more times by 3 of them. So obviously that was a bit of a chain reaction there. But with only one of them facing me and able to attack me at the same time, they're not nearly as dangerous. Yeah, there we go. And they do drop a good amount of money, so they were worth dealing with, I suppose. Do we have anything in the middle space here? No. That's just unused. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Dex has been reduced further, but not a huge deal, I suppose. Okay, and since I still don't have recall scrolls, at least I don't know that I do, we're heading out of here. Might even be able to... Disenchant and roll drains mana. I mean, I don't really care about that. Yeah, we might even be able to take the exact same way out of here. Through mostly cleared floors. We'll see how that works. I mean... It should be mostly... shafts, although... Ooh, hey, what's going on here? Brother the Easterling, hello. I was not really paying a lot of attention, but that guy, yeah, also tends to not be very difficult. I guess he came to avenge his dad. Zog. Are you difficult? Apparently not? No. I guess I confused that with something else. That being said, we have taken some damage. Okay, we are fully rested now. Okay, we're sorting through a whole bunch of equipment here. Got another amulet. Okay, right, so we arrived here apparently not via shaft, so I have no idea which staircase is the correct one. Apparently not this one. Or this one. So I guess that has to be this one over here. Or not. Okay, never mind then. Maybe I just missed the correct one. This seems like the worst possible place out of all the ones that we've seen. Pretty nasty stuff. Cheerful Leprechaun attacks, touches... Wait. Attacks the baby red dragon. But not me. So the Leprechaun actually stole... Oh, hey, wow. Interesting. Actually stole money from the dragon? Is that right? I'm gonna try and rest here. That didn't work. Oh, I guess because we are aware of orcs that are awake over here. I mean, we actually don't have any more healing potions. I used them all. I would obviously like to kill these guys. There's that greed again. They shouldn't be too tough, but, you know. Alright, we no longer have our confusion stuff. Dang it. And we might have useful things here, but we don't know what most of them are, so... That's a lot of orcs. Most of them are sleeping, for now. The boss is awake. Okay. He's dying. He died. Oops. Okay, that worked. Without ever getting too dicey. Monster confusion. Yeah, I found some of those earlier and left them because you cast that and then your melee attacks confuse. I mean, honestly, that's maybe not terrible. I guess it's better than not being able to confuse enemies at all. I just don't typically bother with it. But in this particular case, why not? An accurate potion. Metal shot boots. Right, okay. We should be able to just... Or we should auto-destroy a lot of what we just picked up momentarily, right? And we're also trapped in this weird little hourglass room. Clock is turning, huh? Interesting. I guess never mind. Wait, oh, special mangosh, okay. And the soft leather boots aren't gonna be useful. Obviously neither are the average boots. Or even, well, I guess the metal shot boots could still be good. Yeah, they could be. There's so many. I mean, obviously, many of those potions are not going to be great. Metal shot boots. Right. I mean, we can... No, we don't even have magic mapping here. I guess I wasn't a previous character. Yeah, it's possible that I never picked that up on this one. You know, it's getting tough to remember exactly what happened on what character when they're all quite similar. Surely there's got to be an exit out of here, or it could actually be a completely separate part of this floor. It does happen occasionally. What about those? Okay, now we have 2 pairs of unidentified good metal shot boots. I guess we're not finding a way out of here. Oh, fair enough. Gonna go somewhere else then. I think maybe because I once took the wrong set of stairs to the upper floor from here. Oh wait, am I stupid? Oh, I'm stupid. That's the problem. Right, that's what I didn't consider. Is that I'm dumb. Right. I don't know why I was looking for the wrong set of stairs. Because I'm still quite tired, of course. Somehow that hasn't improved. Ah, there we go. Okay, no, so the game does actually remember previous floors in this dungeon. Even if we go up and down different sets of stairs to different versions of the same, you know, floor, or different floors in the same depth, I suppose I should say. But, yeah, this also goes back to the Wormtongue floor. Okay. Hey, what's going on here? I guess these enemies just spawned here. I wasn't sure if it was all just summoned. Okay. Unknown Wand is here. Orphax, son of Baldur, hello. Oh, he healed himself, okay. And he ran away. We do have a teleport, but this is certainly a little bit dicey. But also interesting. Certainly likely to die here, if I'm being realistic. Why don't we actually drink the speed potion, and some heroism for good measure. I mean, blue yeeks should be completely harmless, pretty much. Yeah, worth no experience. So I guess I'm just gonna ignore that. Okay, Pseudo Dragon benighted me. Well, that sucks. I've killed it. I think I'm now attacking... Oh, I'm confused. No, not again. Why am I confused? When did that happen? I'm benighted and blind. Oh, okay. The confusion just happened. Unfortunately, there's just nothing I can do about that, is there? Boldness, heroism... I mean, again, there could be. I might have a healing potion, or curing potion, or all kinds of things. But I just don't know. I don't know that this is the time to start downing random potions. Probably not. Okay, at least we can see again. For what it's worth. Orphex is all the way down there. We're actually no longer confused. So that's nice. Speaking of which, why don't we use one of these? Okay, the status effect is apparently called Touch Confuse. Makes sense. Okay. Let's maybe kill this guy. Okay. Whew. Still not in the clear. There were quite a few enemies in this room. It's mostly just Skavens, though. And actually these worm masses that are thankfully not particularly fast breeders. Okay, well, that was interesting. Hard leather boots. Oh, I guess I dropped these. Yeah, sure did. Soft studded leather, excellent. Why would... Wait. Why would I automatically pick that up? Stop that game. Yeah, we have no use for that. Or that. The staff could be useful. We use that. Presence of objects. Nah, I don't think so. We tried it. It shoots something. So I guess... Would we know if it were some sort of... damaging projectile? I feel like we would. So the fact that we don't know what it is might indicate that it's something like haste monster, slow monster, heal monster. Or rod. Rods are nice. It's a ray of cold, okay. Actually, why did I never drop this rod of illumination? I don't know. Let's get the ray of cold instead. Spear is not useful, arrows aren't useful. Another wand. Use that. It's a magic missile with 5 charges. Well, I guess it's better than the one that we currently have, so let's upgrade. There's more stuff here, but nothing that should be any trouble. Green jelly does what exactly? Drain mana. Do I look like I care about mana? Okay. Hey, we're fully healed. The place is boring now. Whew. Special mana gosh, right. Okay, so... Has anything meaningfully changed here? We also absolutely do not need that Barbarian Talisman, my god. Anything else? Yes, we have another untested wand, I suppose. What's a Frostbolt? Okay. Good. I suppose. It's good. Ray of Cold, Frostbolt. Probably don't need both of those things. In fact, I'm not a huge fan of offensive rods because of the low number of charges. Yeah, they do come back, but, you know, it's not usually that helpful to be able to shoot an enemy once every, I don't know how many turns it takes, like 20 turns or so. Even if it's just 10 turns for a charge to return, to recover. It's typically much more useful to be able to shoot, I don't know, 5 to 10 charges of a wand into one enemy. And for it to then take a long time to recharge. But, I don't know, there might be situations where that's not true, but that tends to be the case in my experience. We should be able to... Okay. Take a look at this, yeah. Wanted objects, sure. 3 of them because they're not identified, and 2 of them because they are identified, and excellent. However, they are not actually useful to us. And everything else, yeah, as a stuff, detect objects, nah. Illumination, magic missile. Right. I guess we could refuel our current lantern, but I don't really care that much. I mainly just want to get out of here. How did I think I... Hello there, rotting corpse. Okay, we have a bunch of respawns on all of the floors, I suppose. That's fine. Are these worth anything? 2 XP? I guess that's not really anything. I think I'm better off just leaving. And we're actually out of here. Okay, somehow I didn't... Oh, you know what? You know what was going on? Is that I forgot that we didn't need to get back to floor 1. Because the dungeon just starts at floor 8, was it? I actually got hungry. Interesting. Well, that being said, we're literally right outside the tavern. So why don't we go ahead and buy food and drink? And yeah, we don't have any quests to report. We do not. Okay, time to do some shopping, I suppose, as it were. Identify. Can we just identify everything? Not here, unfortunately. Okay, that mushroom is a cure poison. Huh, well, that would have been useful for a certain other character. Although it would not really have helped that much because we would have just been re-poisoned immediately, but, you know. Potion of sickliness, nice, okay. Good thing I didn't try quaffing that. Antidote, again. Just adding insult to injury here, game, thanks. Resist heat and cold, sure. Resistance, okay. Clarity. Oh, that's actually against confusion, isn't it? Sounds like it would be. Word of recall, there we go, okay. Good to know. Detect monsters. A cursed ring of protection. Ring of archery. That's completely useless to us. Elemental amulet of electric resistance and resist cold. Well, I mean, that might be better. Nah, I don't know. It's a resistance. And we literally had something destroyed by electricity earlier, so I should probably go with this. The extra searching is nice, and I mean, I guess the plus 12 bonus the wizardry amulet gives us is literally not doing anything for us. Because, I mean, it certainly doesn't seem to affect anything that I can see from looking at the character sheet. So, that's my best guess. The searching is nice. Is it nicer than actually not dying or having my stuff destroyed? Probably not. So I might just go with that one. Soft leather boots. Weren't those marked as good? Maybe they weren't. I don't know. They clearly are not good. These are decent. These are less decent. And that is the Mangosh Acid Drop, which sounds funny. Well, not funny. It sounds fun. For another character. Not this one. Wait, do we have more to identify? Yes, we can finally identify those boots. Okay, soft leather boots of levitation, 2 + 6, and literally just levitate. Okay, fair enough. So the curse ring obviously is cursed, and thus not something we ever want to use. We are going to put on this for our first bit of resistance of anything, so that's nice. Gonna destroy this cursed ring. The ring of archery is, again, not useful to us. Those boots should be, yeah, they're just a little bit better than our third set of boots. I guess I'm gonna keep the ones that make me levitate. Might as well. Mushroom of cure poison. Well, we certainly don't need both that and potions of antidote. We don't need detect objects. Monster confusion, I suppose. Honestly, I don't remember. I don't think it affected, was it Orphex? I think. I certainly didn't notice him becoming confused, and I wasn't paying attention to any of the other enemies getting confused. Maybe it had also run out by then. I don't know if that's generally a weaker confusion effect than you would get from something like a Wand of Confusion. I guess I can keep it for now, but obviously our inventory is getting very full. Probably can drop a bunch of things. Acid drop, yeah, I mean... Ray of Cold, yeah, I mean, I just don't see myself actually using that offensive rod, so... Thanks, but no thanks. Let's see what we get for the corpse here. 5 potions of speed. Or rather... yeah, no, I think... yeah, okay. We used up the one that we had. Now we have 5. That's nice. Detect monsters. I mean, detect monsters is useful. We have so many things, though. Too many things. Clears the mind, curing confusion, and restoring some mana. Right, okay. Mostly curing confusion. Yeah, I mean, confusion can be really, really bad, of course. So it probably makes sense to keep those. Resistance. I guess I tend to store those for later, because early on those seem like a bit of a waste. Boldness. I'm gonna drop the boldness in before I actually died due to being too scared to fight. Guess I'll keep the antidote. Sure. What have we here? Identify. Yeah. We definitely want that, don't we? Just get any of the ones with 10 charges. Why is that one? One of them is cheaper. Is that because it has fewer charges? But the ones with 6 and 5 charges are the same. I guess I'll get the cheapest one. Sure. Detect treasure, detect objects. No, so we don't have access to just general detection. Enlightenment. It's only gonna appear later, I suppose. I could get a ring of... I mean, I could get a ring of acid resistance, for example, but that's 7,000. Surely we're gonna find one soon enough. Surely. Teleportation, let's see. We have 2 scrolls of teleportation. Teleportation scrolls can be absolutely crucial, so I'm just gonna get... I don't know. 8 more. It's not like money is any kind of limitation. Any kind of limiting factor. Restore charisma. What do we need to restore? Dex and strength. Of course, those are not available. Well, there might be some in at the temple, actually. You're never gonna have anything interesting for me, right? We have plenty of food. We don't care about oil, I suppose. I've decided. Okay, no restoration here. Word of recall. We have 2. Might as well get the discounted one. Do we even need both Magic Missile and Frostbolt? I mean, yeah, technically. That being said, the Magic Missile... I don't know. Doesn't really deal a ton of damage, but it is a ranged option. Maybe it's not a terrible idea to have those 2. And, yeah. For now, it's fine. Let's see. Do we just head into Crow's Nest? We are level 18. We could head into the sewer right away, but I probably should do the easy quest first. The easy level 15 quest that would never just outright kill me. That hasn't happened before, so why wouldn't it happen this time? Crow's Nest, sure. What could possibly go wrong? Are we prepared? Am I forgetting something? Probably. I did not buy more heroism. It's fine. We're just gonna use the one that we have, and everything's gonna be okay. That was just a normal crow, not even a crow of thing. Okay, they're actually here now. They're also actually dealing some damage to me. Okay. And since we have them, might as well detect monsters. Might as well detect monsters. Okay. We have the carrion and we have more crows of Turthing. As expected. That's to carry on. We have not killed one of those on this character. It's worth 75, which is a decent amount. We have been cursed apparently. Okay, so that's fun. Why am I blind? What's been... Oh, the amulet has been cursed. Okay. I mean, not a big deal. Hopefully. Okay. Huh. I guess that was all of them. Seems like it. Okay, only one item of any value in there. Suppose that's a decent piece of armor early on. Not for us, though. Okay, we're fully healed. So... let's just deal with this thing. Surely it's no problem. Ah, you know what I forgot? Is to buy any sort of healing. Thankfully, we were never in any danger. Oh boy. Are the boots not identified yet? Or is it? It's good. Why don't we use the identify scroll? Or staff, rather? Well, either way, it's not that good. Short sword of sharpness. Useless. Okay, well that was quite easy, actually. Despite our lackluster preparation. Or rather, thankfully it was so easy that our lackluster preparation didn't matter. Was the quest from here? It was. Staff Enlightenment, there we go, okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought that you typically get one of those pretty early on. I didn't know that it was this early, actually. So that's nice. We might want to just inscribe that one. L at UU. I don't know if that's what I typically did, but that's what I did now. So we can just hit U twice and... no, not hit U. I would never hit U. But I will hit that stupid U button twice and just enlighten ourselves. Okay. Now let's fix my silly mistakes. We do have Cure Serious Wounds. Cure Serious Wounds available. GF just get all of those, I guess. Only 2 potions of heroism, huh? I do like my heroism, so we'll get those. And now the inventory is once again looking a bit full. I mean, what could we realistically get rid of? Everything's potentially useful to some extent, so I guess we're not getting rid of anything. Don't suppose you've changed your stock yet? Nope. Nope. Well, I guess we're gonna have to live with those drain stats for a little bit longer. Let's head in here. Why don't we? Oh, we're cursed. Okay, well, I should have probably fixed that, yeah. But me just forgetting to do certain basic things is just... it's just a thing. Just something I'm gonna have to live with. Yes, there's a shallow puddle. Okay. Let's see. Isn't enlightenment supposed to also detect monsters? Or am I thinking of something else? Actually, I might be thinking of something else. And enlightenment is just mapping? Oh yeah, it is. Okay. I mean, fair enough. That's still very useful, obviously. We get a gremlin. Gremlin. It's not a big problem. Deep puddle. Northwest of me. Yes. It's there. It was. Let's see what else we have. Okay, we have another deep puddle up there. Okay. I'll try to remember where that is. Bat of Gorgoroth, right. That thing's actually potentially dangerous. I think it blinds you? Yeah. Poisons, blinds, terrifies. Well, we'll see how that goes. That does tend to be the most dangerous enemy in here. Yeah, the deep puddles can be kind of nasty when we're not prepared for them, I suppose. But they're not... Alright, they have an acidic touch. I guess that's mostly why. And of course we do not have resistance to that, so... yeah, we'll see. There's the bat. I mean, I suppose I could try... touching for confusion. We can try to... frostbolt it. It granted with pain, apparently. We don't know how damaged it is. We cannot see it. But it is to our right. It was to our right. There it is now. Oh, it's confused. Oh, okay, the confusing touch already ran out, so that is very short-ranged, short-lived, but it did do what it needed to do. Okay, we're level 19, which is officially higher than the previous centipede, so we actually made progress. Nice. The pike was only average, has been disposed of accordingly. Alright. Hey, fellow centipede. An inferior one, though. We got a sleeping giant slug. Those are acidic, right? Yes. So... how do you like being hit with frost? It breathes acid. Wait. Oh, okay. I don't know that I knew that it could do that. Okay. Shallow puddle. It's over there. Devilfish. Breathe darkness. Don't remember being blinded quite as much as I have been. Oh, there's a crocodile. So there was a crocodile here. And it is actually pretty high level. Do we need to use heroism for this? Since we only have 2. We have healing potions. Surely we'll be fine. Oh boy. I tremble in terror. You're not wrong. But I got rid of my boldness, because of course I would. So I guess we heal? We're terrified. No longer terrified. Too afraid to attack. Okay, we're fine now. No, we're not fine. This thing is too tough. It's fine, we teleport to safety, by which I mean relative safety, at least. Everything's fine. We're playing fast and furious here. Heal up? Okay, we actually fully healed. Was kind of expecting that crocodile to just come after us, but apparently not. Hello. Okay. How do you like being confused? Okay, we confused you. And you're dead. Alright. Hard-studded leather of protection. Thanks, but no thanks. Nothing here? Okay. Well, we're close to being done here. Just a bunch of spiders. Okay, why are these way tougher than I remember them being, typically? Aren't spiders normally not that bad? And isn't am I wrong? And is fear usually such a big deal? Okay, at least we finally killed that thing. Poison has run out. We're fully healed. Okay. I swear, this is... I'm struggling with things that aren't typically a problem. but maybe I'm just... Maybe they always have been, and that's just randomly what I forgot about the game in the time that I haven't played it. Wow, we have our charisma drained, except we don't because it's already at the minimum. I don't know that if our dex or strength got drained even more. I don't think so. Not the strength, dex perhaps. Still cursed. So there's that. We do have some charges left, so okay. That was almost enough to kill that spider at least. That's something. Okay. Killed that one without becoming afraid. But we did take quite a bit of damage in return. Shallow puddle, die please. And I know the deep puddle is right there. Oh, it dissolved me. Okay. My boots are damaged. Boots are damaged even more. Maybe it's another set of boots, who knows. Is the quest long done, actually? Wait, the sewer. Oh, there's one more enemy. Now the quest is complete. Okay. Whew. Well, we did it. Eventually. Got a few close calls there. Well, maybe not super close, but well, the crocodile was a bit scary, I guess. And the spiders were just surprising. I don't know. I feel like typically a room full of spiders is never a reason to even pause. But those, even though there were only like 5 of them, gave me quite a bit of trouble. But I lived, so that's nice, I suppose. What do we get for it? For our troubles. A pair of hard leather boots of levitation. I mean, I guess that's a slight upgrade over our soft leather boots of levitation. Oh yeah, especially now that they've been significantly corroded. So we definitely put those on instead, getting us back to around the type of the level of armor that we used to have at one point. Drop those worthless things. Let's see here. I drank a whole bunch of potions, but there are also none left in the store, so nothing we can do about that. We can remove the curse. In fact, I am going to buy all 3 of those. Read 1. Stash away the others. Just in case we ever need one and there isn't one in the shop, which could absolutely happen. Right, potions of antidote. I mean, I was a little bit poisoned, I suppose, but it never got to the point where I felt like I needed to deal with it when we were fighting the spiders. That's why I didn't use one. Yeah, resist heat and cold. Definitely useful while we don't have heat and cold resistance. And I mean, with our equipment situation, we might not have that for quite some time. I guess I might as well check here. Didn't even remember to, or didn't even think to check in the black market at all. But we do have the money for it now, and there could absolutely be something interesting here, like Barbarian Talisman with +2 armor, and actually a bonus to Dex, and the ability to go Berserk if I so choose. That being said, we can't actually afford it, so never mind. Ring of Combat +6/+6, obviously better than the one we started with. The Ring of Joy. +1 Strength, Int, Wisdom, Searching, and Infravision. Huh. Yeah. Not terrible, but also not something I would spend 21,000 on necessarily, even if I had that much, which I don't. The staffs are nothing I'm interested in. We get discounted potions of speed, actually. Definitely getting those. Potion of Vigor, I forget what that does, so let me remind me, please. Wait. It's X to examine. Here's all stunning and temporary slowness. Ah, right. Yeah, I don't know. Those always sound more exciting than they really are. Right. We have no weapons to enchant. Cannot enchant our own mandibles and legs, I suppose. Alas. Okay. So, we have Old Man Willow quest, level 22. We're not doing that. I can tell you that much. So I guess the next thing we want to do on this character, I really wish I could restore my attributes. I mean, in fact, I can do that. And yeah, so what we're going to be doing on this character is we will head somewhere else. Probably just head over to Morivant. We have the Tidal Cave, level 15. Actually, we have... there should be some sort of lower level dungeon. Well, there is always the dungeon, of course. Isn't there also one starting at level 10 or something? I'm probably not over that way. Labyrinth level 20. 50... 20. Okay, maybe not. I thought there should be something... it's a troll cave. Isn't there usually some sort of orc mine or something? Or maybe it doesn't always show up. I think that's a thing. Where certain dungeons aren't necessarily always gonna be there. Yeah, I guess the Tidal Cave is actually the lowest one, but it starts at 15, so obviously it does go quite a bit higher before the end. Yeah, so we don't really have that many options, but let's check out Morivant. Just gonna cross the water here. Okay. Guess we'll see what kind of quests we get. What are you? Just some rogue? Huh? Okay, give me all that money, please. Level 15. Well, yeah, that should be pretty doable. I don't even think there's any sort of boss enemy on this level. It's just a bunch of various snakes with maybe a couple of the higher level ones like rattlesnakes. But typically that tends to go pretty smoothly. Okay, we can identify for 100 here. That's nice. No quest here. But of course we can now teleport. Wow, it's 1,000. Jeez. I guess that's because of her terrible charisma. So I certainly feel like that's usually cheaper. Cold resistance for 7,000. Don't think so. Restore charisma. Huh. And no healing potions. Wait, that's the alchemy shop. Okay, you actually have Cure Series wounds and you even have them on discount. That is quite nice. We're definitely getting some of those. In fact, we're getting all of those. Yeah, that should be decent for now. Heroism, well, it's only one, but we'll take it. We do not have our life drained. Nope, that's the one thing that's not drained, basically. We can go ahead and restore for 2,000 here. I mean, sure. Let's just do that. Again, we're not really going to be spending money on a whole lot else. Gamble shop, right. Ring of Speed. Well, that's everything's way too expensive here, of course. We're not quite at the point where we can afford those kinds of things. Aren't there usually more quests here? Troll Slayer, level 30, okay. Not anytime soon. Weapon Master, Beast Master, I don't think those have quests for me. I guess we can do the snake quest. And then maybe I'm just going to call this an episode. I mean, I could literally just do that now, but pretty sure this quest shouldn't take very long at all. And then, I mean, next time we're probably gonna head into the tidal cave. Provided we can survive this one. Which is, of course, not guaranteed. I mean, it should be all but guaranteed, but you never know. The way I've been playing... Okay, we do have Black Mambas. Those are the highest level snakes around here. But even those shouldn't be too bad. Okay, rattlesnakes actually are completely free at this point. The snakes have been unleashed. King Cobra, huh? Did I not detect that one? I killed something. Wait, do I have clarity? But wait. Remind myself again. G, clarity. Nope, it does not restore sight. It only sounds like it does, but it doesn't. I guess curing would probably deal with blindness. Okay, cool, I'm being poisoned. Lovely. Can I please see again? I'd like to be able to see. Why does literally everything just go so wrong? There we go. Okay. Thank you. King Cobra. Oh, we're level 20. Okay, let's deal with that first. What do we want? More con, more dex? Honestly, more dex is probably useful. Get that to 18. King Cobra. Huh, you're not even that high level. Wait. Also, you're not the one who blinded me? Because it doesn't mention that you can blind? Huh. Okay, maybe I read that wrong. Should probably confirm. Where did I go blind? Poison, poison. Wait. King Cobra attacks you. It spits. You are blind. King Cobra attacks, bite, hurt, poison. No mention of blindness. I guess it just doesn't mention that. That seems like a pretty important bit of information, but maybe that's just me. Okay. Get another one. Guess we're not messing around with those anymore. There we go. Get another one. Magic Missile is not doing much at all. Okay. Well, good luck to us. We were lucky, apparently. Quest is not complete yet, so I guess we still have some random snakes around somewhere. Oh no, wait. Actually, the quest here does not require you to kill all the snakes at all. You're supposed to retrieve Dr. Jones's whip. Which, of course, is completely useless to us. And unfortunately, that's the only quest reward you get, really. They just let you keep this artifact generously. It's just too bad if you happen to be a character who has absolutely no use for whips, or indeed for any weapons at all. Yeah, the whip of Dr. Jones. I mean, we need to take it. Quest complete. Well, we might not be getting any item rewards, but we did get our constitution drained. And we got plenty of thrills and excitement out of it. So there's that. And I guess we did get enough experience to get to level 20, so there's that at least. I wonder what would happen if I were to give the whip to the museum. Would that just fail the quest forever because we would never be able to retrieve it? Probably. Huh. Part of me kind of wants to to test it sometime, but then again, I really shouldn't. Level 20. Whip of Dr. Jones. It belongs in a museum, doesn't it? I would say so. Okay. Well, I could pay another 2,000 to have my constitution restored. I think for now we're doing okay. Doesn't seem like my hit points are suffering that much. There might be some more lower level quests, low enough level quests that we could do in other towns. Maybe it's worth seeking those out. It might be. Or I guess the Tidal Cave is absolutely an option. At least the first couple of levels should be fine. We can also obviously just start exploring the main dungeon. I don't know, maybe just visiting a couple of nearby cities isn't such a bad idea. So we have some options that we can teleport between to, you know, check various shops. If one city doesn't happen to have something crucial. At least now we have two options to check between, and we have access to stat restoration here, which is certainly nice. But yeah, I feel like there should be some more quests available in our general level range that we might want to tackle before heading into any lengthy dungeons. We'll see. For now, I guess I'm going to end this episode here. Yeah, I guess I recovered from, you know, the unfortunate events early on, despite the state that I'm in. And we did have, maybe because of said state, some pretty interesting situations here and there. Certainly no shortage of excitement and, you know, possibility of yet another character death. Yeah, but we made it to level 20, almost to the next evolution of the centipede. Is that one finally going to be actually decent? Or is it still going to be just a centipede? It's probably just going to be a centipede. But, I don't know, maybe the game's going to surprise me. And all of us. For now, I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.